Same place, pretty much the same point in time, and a different video. Still drinking the same drink as proof, even though anything is possible, and it could just be the same can, but a different drink, or no drink at all, whatever. So today, I will be discussing why submission to fear makes you stronger, or how. Well, because I believe you're not just strong, but the strongest version of yourself when you're completely and utterly transparent, honest, truthful with yourself. And when you submit to fear, you will let out all the emotions that come from fearing something. You know, there'll be no blockage, there'll be no filter, there'll be no need for performance for the sake of adhering to perceived social expectations. Yeah. You simply allow yourself to let it all out. But first, you have to let it all in. You know, yin and yang and stuff, because everything is, you know, yin and yang, masculine, feminine, balance, imbalance, white, black, so on. The grass tickles, and sometimes I don't know if it's insects or grass, so I gotta check. Yeah, so you let it in and then you let it out. And it could be just about any emotion, really. If you let it all in, let it all out, then it's the same formula. But fear sounds kind of like controversial, I guess, because it's like, whoa, you know, how could submission to fear make you stronger? How could submission to anything make you stronger? Because you let go, you know, it's the ego death experience, or at least like a demo version, light version, but it is, nevertheless, you die. And that's very important. And that's gonna get you started for a whole other experience of reality. Especially because most people are not there, because they're afraid. They're so close to it. Like all the different planes of consciousness are so close to one another, but at the same time so far. I got ringing in my ear. It's not nice. Oh no, they're spraying the skies again, man. So natural, though, right? These are like you got the contrails, right? Then you got these chemtrails, and then you got, which are like more tiny, and then you got the, I don't know, the more large scale chemtrails that are more durable. They last like, I don't know, maybe even hours, and are also like broader, so, and wider. So I don't know. My theory would be that the large ones are for creating like cloud effects and actually blocking out the sun and so on. And these are the ones with like chemicals in it, I guess. So these are the toxic ones and basically the worst ones in a way. But it's all cool because it's all green in here. So the forests or the trees and grass, they got my back. I try to make friends with them by just literally touching them and recognizing their existence, and I guess I I would need their protection. You know? We'll see how it goes. But yeah, it's all about detaching yourself from needing something, because you don't really need anything. You just want to live on because it's cool. Life is cool. Experiencing is cool. Being is cool. Seeing is cool. Hearing is cool. Touching is cool. Smelling is cool, and so on. Yes. And that's great, but you don't need it. That's the thing. You don't need it all. And only then, when you realize that, when you live by that, when you feel that, life just gets so much easier. And that's the point. Life should be fucking easy. It should be easy as fuck. It should never be hard. Because life is only hard when you don't know what you're doing. When you don't believe in what you're doing. When you're lacking conviction. When there's no motivation. You gotta build the kingdom within. Take a step back. Feel it through. Let it all in. Let it all out. It's just like that. You only fail because you think you failed. You never really fail. And even when you thought something is going to happen, but it didn't happen, wait, lost a track there. Basically, it's attachment that creates the illusion of failure. But when you're attached, you don't really have your best interest in mind. So why would you, quote unquote, succeed anyway? It's not worth it. Why? Why would a corrupted soul, succeed? It can never succeed. Because if you are attached, then you sacrifice your own self, or at least parts of yourself, for the sake of a standard that is outside of you, something that you do not feel that you want to do just because you want to do it. You feel a necessity, you feel pressure, you feel external pressure to make something happen, but you don't need it, because if it brings you that, if it makes you feel like that, then you don't need it. You don't need things that bring you down. You don't need things that stress you out. You don't need things that make you feel like you're not worthy of something. No, you don't need those, because life is about feeling like you're worth it, like you're enough. Like you deserve to try again and again and again and again if you want to. If you don't want to, you don't have to. It's choice and willpower. Everything is just that. Choice and willpower. That's why science, it's like sad to me as well. It's in a way contradictory, because it's like it presumes that things don't have a willpower. It blocks out. It's against integrity, it's against autonomy, it's against emotion. It does not presume things that have their own willpower. Even though it knows that there is vibration and everything is energy already. It's like, what's stopping you? Just realize it, man. Everything can be anything. There really is no goal. And the universe really is just itself experiencing itself. That's really it. There is no point. The only point there could be is really just to enjoy. it, savor it, be, live. Do what you want, but make sure you're sincere about it. Make sure you're honest with yourself. Live by the truth, die by the truth. Find your own pace, always, always. Breathe in, breathe out. Look at what's around you. What do you want to do? Are you stressed out? Then don't be stressed out. Sit down, lay down. Ask yourself, why am I stressed out? Figure out how to feel the best you could, and then do things. First, figure out yourself, and then everything else. Always you first. That's because that is how you respect everything else around you the most. That's the best thing you can do for everything else as well, is to be the best version of yourself, because only the best version of yourself can make the best decisions. No other version of yourself can. I hope that makes sense, because that's the truth. Figure out yourself first. And you really have all the time you want, because the truth is, if you are your highest self and you just are overflowing with energy and with abundance and with wisdom, in the sense that your judgment is in its prime, there's a balance of feeling and thinking, but still a preference for feeling. The thinking maybe just there to help you. Then you could do crazy stuff that basically is magic. I guess you could do it on lower levels of consciousness as well, but that's not a guarantee at all. But I believe this is a guarantee. If you're there on some level, maybe you may not even aware of it, but you're doing some magic. I believe you could just like reverse your age, because again, this is what science presumes. There are physical laws, but there are no physical laws. There are universal laws, and physical laws adapt to them as the universal laws are being utilized by a certain being in existence. That's it. If this, I don't even know if I can call it a plant. If this plant wanted to become human, it can. Okay? Because it wants to. Because if it sincerely wants to, it can. That's it. That's how it works. That's just how it works. It's really all like super, super simple. It's really super. It's amazing. Like, if you're not at that level, you're just missing out, man. And you'll keep on reincarnating in the same reality or a very similar one until you rise in consciousness. I don't know what happens then. You may still choose to reincarnate just in a better reality that's more suitable for your level of consciousness or something like that. But certainly life would become more pleasurable at that point. Certainly. Yeah. Life's good, man. You just got to figure it out why. And why is life so good? Well, because it doesn't matter. There's this, I watch a lot of anime. I used to watch a lot more, but still do here and there. And there's this anime called Fire Force, which is a prequel to another anime called Soul Eater. And what happens, I don't want to, this is gonna be a spoiler, okay? If you want to watch an anime or a show that is all anime is philosophical to some degree, at least the shonen ones, which are the ones that like are more for action oriented people and adventure and so on. But this anime is really cool for me because it does one thing at the end of it. The main protagonist, when he has the fate of the world in his hands, when he can be as creative with its future and present as he can, what he does is to prevent the apocalyptic scenario of the end of the world. He reduces the value of human life. He reduces the value of human life, and that is just beautiful to me. That is so dope because it doesn't have that much value. It just doesn't. You're supposed to play. You're supposed to have fun. But you're supposed to stay true to yourself, and you're supposed to feel your emotions, and you're supposed to just be cool. You're supposed to find balance and then enjoy life from then on. Even though we really kind of come into the world as balanced already as children. You know, it's just that because of conditioning and environmental pressures, a child that is like 5 years old or maybe even like 3-4 years old already is like quite somewhat conditioned already to feel like they cannot always be their true selves. There are places and times and so on, or specific conditions in which they feel like, okay, this is not the time for me to do what I want. Now I need to think about my actions, you know, and now I need to watch myself. I don't know why, but I did experience something negative that I don't want to experience again the last time I did what I wanted in conditions like these. So they're not gonna, you know, they're not gonna be themselves already at that age. So it's like, you know, we believe, some people would believe that we are evil since birth, of at least some of us, but it's not true. It's just that we may do evil things because of the habits that have been enforced upon us kind of since very early age. We don't even know why, and we don't even know what we're doing. We're just trying to be safe and hoping for the best. So yeah. But it's all about letting go. Submitting to fear makes you stronger because you let go of control. Control is your enemy because it's the enemy of your soul. Don't cling on to anything. The only thing is willpower. And that's what they're trying to take away from you. They're trying to create the illusion that you don't have the willpower. You know, that's why it just, life sucks for so many people. You know, because they believe that they have very little to no willpower. It's so sad for me to see. And just like because of that, you know, they would go through a intense mental shock if these conditions were to be taken away from them, and they would suddenly become like completely dependent on themselves and having to rely on their intuition and free willpower and so on, because such a drastic change without any preparations or anything in mind for them would be like, it would be a catastrophe. So, and that's why they say in Matrix, that in the movies, that most people are not ready to be unplugged, because what would happen if that would happen to them, they would not be able to make sense of why it happened. They wouldn't even see why that's a good thing. So they would see it as a bad thing, and they would maybe like take their own life or something. I don't know, which is a decision that I do not see as wise from my perspective at my level of consciousness, but I understand it because I believe I was there for quite some time, at least to a large degree. It's not a nice place to be at all, that's for sure. So, well, like, how do you start? Well, you got multiple ways to go about it. Oh no, I spilled a little bit of this. You got multiple ways to go. I don't know, but if I were to choose, the slow burn, the safe option that will reap results, most or likely so, that doesn't feel like too much. That feels natural, or not too foreign, It would probably be consulting and really having a deep, insightful, introspective, reflective conversation with somebody in your life that you trust. They may not be perfect, but they, for some reason, you believe about them that they have the capacity to, listen and to not push back or not hide or shy away from their honest opinions just because it would not make you feel good. People who will, at least for the most part, tell you the truth, or at least they will not lie to you, that are willing to go further down the road with you than other people are. And I would really, if you feel you have enough energy to do this, then I would really try to make it known to them that you want to have this conversation. Because don't make them feel like they have the responsibility. No, they don't. You initiated it in the first place. If you're going to do it, you initiated it in the first place. You want to do it. If they want to do it, that's amazing. But in the first place, you want to do it. So make sure they know you want to do it, and make sure that you're confident in them being the person for the job. They got to know. They got to feel like, you trust them, because otherwise it's just going to be cringe and anxious and it's going to lose the point. It's not what you want. So yeah, just increase the vulnerability slightly. And then once that happens, even without that happening, I would also try to just slightly increase vulnerability as often as you can. even if that means like just here and there, just slightly, just that's really the way to do it. If you slightly increase vulnerability and then also increase not feeling bad for it, because no vulnerability is bad. You must, if you want to pursue it as naturally as possible, take into consideration that you did not even have that conversation with that significant other. Even if you did, increase vulnerability gradually and realize that no vulnerability is bad and all vulnerability is good. If some people cannot appreciate it, if some people make fun of you, make complaints, make remarks, will try to push you away or something, will tell you that you're weird, then they are not at the level where they can understand it, or that they would be willing to admit that that's a good thing, because it is. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. It's just that the version of themselves that knows it is pushed away because of fear. Okay, these people are all afraid. Yes, that's how many people are afraid. That's how many people are traumatized. That's how many people are pursuing control. That's how many people are not free. Many, most, a lot. Probably more than just 50%. Oh, not just 50% is a huge number. Even if just one person is not free, it's already a large number. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I would say it's probably at least 70% realistically. And I may be generous, unfortunately. At least most of the time. Because shit changes. Yeah, man, I mean, all vulnerability is good. The beginnings are, you make the most progress, you just don't know it, you're building that solid foundation, so it's just like, it feels almost impossible, and I believe you, I was there, but you're building a foundation for something exceptional, for something that will last forever in your life, at least. And it's not worth it being discouraged and letting go of it and abandoning this mission just because people who are at a lower level disapprove of you. It's just listen to how that sounds. It sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? Why would you for somebody who just isn't willing to admit they understand, why would you stop? No. If you screwed up and you did something you weren't supposed to, then you apologize, okay, but you didn't. You were just trying to be vulnerable. You had sincere intentions and you stuck to them. And if you are not sure, then ask around. And if they're not willing to tell you why, or they're gonna make more fun of you, and they're gonna, they're gonna demean you, they're gonna tell you that, oh, it should be obvious, what you did or something like that, then they're still not at the level. And even if you did something wrong, you tried to make reparations. And that's very important. Effort is all that matters, because effort is pure willpower. It's the intention. It's all that matters. You tried, and that's what matters. And that provides you with forgiveness, because you tried to be better, but they're not willing to tell you. And the only thing you can try to do is now figure it out yourself, by being sincere with yourself. And if you will definitely figure it out, by the way. Oh, but only if you have space for that, right? But it's life. This is all part of life, man. You just gotta try. You gotta try. Because you're gonna regret it so much, and so many people regret so many things as they're fucking dying. As they're fucking dying. And then they fucking reincarnate, and then they do it all over again. They regret it again. And I don't know. Some don't. Some go on for lives and lives and lives on. Be free. Because why not? Feels good. And so that's all you need to know. All there is to it. All there will ever be to it. I know you may be scared, but that's fine. That's okay. Fear is okay. Fear is not punishable. Fear is absolutely not punishable. Fear is, if anything, as in admitting to your fears is nothing but commendable. That's the truth. It's just that you giving up because of fear is just a pity. It's just a little bit of a shame, because you could push forward, but you don't want to enough. Because if you have a why, if your feelings are strong enough, then you will push through anything. So the only way your fears could be stronger than your determination or your goal or whatever is if it's not strong enough. You don't have a strong enough why. So, retreat and feel it through. Figure out why is my why not strong enough? Do I even want what I claim to want? So many people claim they want something, but they actually don't. It's just that they're operating out of fear and misery and terror. It's just so sad. And I understand it. But it's not okay. It's okay that that's the way it has been until now. But it's not okay to choose fear or choose retraction from actions which are led by sincere motivations. Again, it's not cool. It's not okay. You shouldn't. You should try to be better, because it is for your best interests. Nobody else's. It's your life. You don't need to satisfy anybody's needs. No, just yours. Nobody else's. There's no external anything that you need to worship or whatever. No, it's all an illusion. And I'm sorry if you at some level feel like that's, that I'm lying to you, and the truth is that there would be something that you need to worship or answer to. No, there is not. There's only you, okay? Only you, maybe your spirit, that's it. We're all made of, supposedly, what they call protons, neutrons, electrons. We're all the same thing, just in a different point. There's no time. There's just points. There's no time. There is clock, yeah, but that's just the clock. There's no time. You could say there's no space either. But I believe that more so there would be space or place rather than time. But there's definitely no time. There's only points. Maybe those are not existent either. Maybe not. But there's definitely no fucking time. Man, I don't know. I'm just going around the bush, just not around the same point, just telling you the same thing. Because I'm trying to get my point across. The point is just to let go of everything, of family, of possessions, of standards, of skills, of appearances, of looks, of deadlines, of everything. Just let go. Let go. You do not need anything external. You do not need it. No, you do not need anything external. Just you and your willpower and your sincerity with yourself and truth. That's all it is. Just do what you want, but know what you want. I hope that gets the point across.